Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you have had a wonderful New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Happy New Year to everyone. May this year 2020 have keen eyesight. Know what you want to do and follow your dreams. Today we're going to be working on a little tiny bowl. It's a practice bowl. This was just an off piece of off-cut maple. Yeah, so today we're just gonna do this little bowl, little practice bowl. It is about 3 inches square by 1 3/4 or so deep. Has a big old gnarly knot right over here, and we're gonna see if we can turn most of that out, but it might give it some characteristic on the outside. But this is gonna be like a little tiny bowl, mostly practice, but well, I was trying to do a glue block, and apparently I didn't use enough hot glue. Thought I did, thought I put it on there quite a bit. I've only used a glue joint or a glue block to turn like twice, and it was just to do a quick recess or a tenon or something. And but yeah, that's why we wear the full face shield. That's why we do what we do. All right, so I re-glued it back on. Hot glue, used a lot of hot glue on it this time. I don't think I had put enough on it last time. And then I don't know if I waited long enough for it to truly harden up and cure to hold it on. So, double check, make sure everything's tight. And let's try round 2.
I need to sharpen Zondaba.
Now is I'm just doing a little bit of sanding on the bottom here where it's going to end up holding, because I don't have coal jaws or anything to be able to hold this once I flip it around. So I want to get this pretty much this bottom little bit here. I want it to be pretty much done sanded, ready to go. That way when I do take it off, it'll just be a little bit of touch up, and that's all I got to do. Ooh, that's fun. Isn't that fun? Isn't that just interesting right there? This is probably going to explode on me because that's too thick for me to put any kind of... oh, that's fun too. That's going to come off in just a second. That's too thick for me to put any kind of thin CA glue to try to hold this together, so we'll see what happens. That's why I wear the full face shield. All right, so... let me just do a little bit more to this bottom piece and we'll be done with that. A little bit of denatured alcohol to clean up. A little bit of myelin sanding sealer, diluted 80-20. I do about 20% denatured alcohol. It dries it a little faster, and I personally like it. This is some pretty wood. I have been watching Bobby Duke's videos because I'm trying to teach myself how to carve, because I want to do some carving, and I've been watching his videos lately, and he's starting to rub off on me a little bit, because his name is Bobby. My name is Bobby. Oh my gosh. It's kismet. All right. See, it's already dry. Denib with a little bit of 0000 wire wool. Just a little. Just a little. There. All done. Now the fun part, I gotta try to get this off. So, I gotta take the hot glue off. Okay, so I got this as cleaned up as I can because there was hot glue down inside here. So after looking at it and inspecting it, this crack goes all the way down to where my tendon is, and I am not happy with that. And even though this is supposed to be just a little practice piece, practice makes perfect, including fixing Mother Nature's little things like this. So what I'm going to do, oh, bye-bye. Apparently finished peeling off some of this. I was hoping to keep that on, but where'd that brush go? I just had it. Where'd it go? Try to do this. Basically what we're trying to do is create a dam. Because I'm going to fill this with colored epoxy. Just going to use 5-minute epoxy. Try to smoosh it down in there best I can before it hardens and sets up. Yeah, this is going to be a fun color, because I was not expecting it to go all commando on me. Isn't that fun? so green. Look at that. So pretty. Okay, it's been about a half hour, 40 minutes, something like that, to let it cure up. I took a little small hand chisel and chiseled very carefully around the tenon, where that crack was on the tenon down here. Just cleaned that up and brought it up just enough that I think I should be able to get to it without hitting the chuck jaws. Now it's just a matter of cleaning up all this excess resin, epoxy, and finish shaping and hollowing. So, this bowl has taken on a mind of its own. My epoxy did not stay. I was afraid that it was too thick. It's been cold in the garage, and after I mixed it up, it was real thick. So normally with the chemical reaction of the two going together, it gets hot enough and more liquidy, and so it would have sunk down into those cracks and crevices and stuff like that, and adhere to both sides of where that crack was and fill it in really nicely. Didn't happen. So it's no longer a bowl. I'm going to do like a miniature hollow form. So that right there is literally the last little bit that stayed in there. So I'm keeping it in there. The rest of this, I went through and kind of cleaned it out. All these little weird cracks in the grain because the knot was right here, but it also came way out. So there's a lot of stuff happening up in here, up in here, up in here. So now it's going to turn into an inlay miniature hollow form. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to inlay all this with some turquoise powder I've got, and I'll show you some of that, and then we'll kind of skip ahead to after it dries and cures up, and then I'm going to have to put it back on the chuck, get it flush again without taking too much off this because it's getting quite small. and then it'll have this nice inlay here, and then we'll go in and start hollowing it. All right. Okay, so I just have it kind of propped up with these little miniature clamps just to have it flow downwards. And I put some thin CA glue in this needle nose. It's literally a needle point, so I can do inlay. Now I'm just going to hit it with a little bit of activator. And then I'm going to let that sit and cure. And then we'll come back after, I'll give it like 15 minutes or so. Okay, I think I've given it enough time to cure. Now it's just a matter of very gently, lightly going through and removing this. Now you can do it by sanding. I find that extremely tedious, and with this being so small, I'm going to just use a scraper and just very gently scrape this off. So we just finished up sanding. I sanded up through 320. Now I'm just going to put some denatured alcohol, clean the dust off, and get a quick look at what it's going to look like. I'll zoom in on it here in a second. Should be getting a lot better view of that right now. You really see the chatoyance in this now. It makes it so pretty. Okay, so I'm using the Easy Wood Tools CI5 hollowing tool. I think I'm okay with that thickness. Now all I just have to do is, so I got a nice, I don't know if you can see inside there, but I got that hollowed out really well. Turquoise inlay came out really nice. It's not showing through the bottom, but the cracks that were in it, that from the knot I just started penetrating those, so that's why I dumped a lot of cellulose sanding sealer down in there just to try to harden those fibers so they don't crack anymore. I'm going to come back. When I come back, I'm gonna put my pin jaws on, turn it around, go in and expand very lightly, just so I can kind of finish the bottom, even though I did kind of finish the bottom before, but things have changed and now I got this nice lip here, and I'm gonna go through and just kind of round it over to finish this curve. So it'll be real light cuts, just to round it over, a little bit of sanding, and then I think we might do a top, do a little finial, make it into a little box, maybe. Gotta see what kind of wood I got. Be right back. Okay, so I got my pin jaws on. Now, oh no. I didn't make it small enough. Let's think. So because I was trying to be so very careful, trying to get that curve over, take that little lip off from where the jaws were, it skipped back and now I've got a spiral going. So now I've got to go back and resand, so yay. It's a miniature hollow form with turquoise inlay. This was fun. Let's make a bowl, I said. That's the one thing that I absolutely love about wood turning is it forces you to have creative thinking, to think outside the box, to fix something that went wrong. But how? Come up with a solution. I thought I made the hole on the top big enough for my pin jaws to go in. I made it big enough for my pin jaws to fit right on top. I should have come out just a little bit more, but I really didn't want to make that hole any bigger. It was just my miscalculation and I didn't measure correctly. But because of that, I made a jam chuck, jammed it onto this thingy right here, that tenon. Just jammed it on there, held it. I started to get a little bit of a mark on the bottom. Can't really tell. Right about there you can, because I'm using my mandrel saber tailstock, because I didn't want to put another point in the bottom of this. So I had to do a little sanding. It didn't come all out, but it's faint, and yeah, I'm perfectly okay with that. I really like how the turquoise inlay is. It's almost looks like a lightning bolt or something. And I've been using that this feed and wax a lot more, the Howard's feed and wax. I wasn't sure about it at first, but the more and more I use it, the more and more and the more and more I play around with it, I notice that I like it better when I put it on while the lathe is on. Kind of slow, work it in, then turn it up higher, buff it with the same cloth that's saturated with the oil and wax, buff it in, then take a dry part, wipe it off. By that time, the wet part has dried up a bit. It takes some of the gloss away when you use the dry part to wipe it off. But then when I come right back in, it shines it right back up. And I'm really liking it. And it's natural. So yeah, I'm gonna end the video here. I'll get some stills up on this one, but next I am going to make a lid for that. I'm going to do like a finial lid, make it into like a little box, something. Again, been turning for over a year now, haven't made a box. So it's time to make a little box. So I'm going to make that into a box, and I will check out my Instagram. It'll be on Instagram, it'll be on my Facebook, it's in the doobly-doo down below. And then more than likely it will be up on my website, TryNotWoodworks, all one word, TryNotWoodworks.com. Yay, I finally got it up and running. So it'll be up there for sale. Yeah, so any questions, leave them in the comments. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button. I really need the like button. My goal is to hit 1,000 this year, 2020. Let's hit 1,000 people on my channel. Yeah, so we're up over 40 now, and I'm happy. I'm ecstatic. I didn't think that many people were gonna be watching except for my family. You are now my family. You are now my extended family, and thank you so much for your support. Have a great day. Bye bye.